news again today. In a daring rescue operation, the Scylla recovered the crew of the stricken freighter hit by the raiders and left for dead amidst a lethal asteroid field. For an exclusive interview with the captain of the ship, tune into our late show at 11.
With the first few days of combat operations over, the task force has met with some limited success. So far, our ships have been able to stop and repel 3 attacks and destroy 3 wings of enemy fighters. On the flip side, we have already seen how even with 4 capital ships in system, Earth Force cannot be everywhere at once. 2 enemy raids were successful, a raid on a mining operation and a merchant group, where the raiders escaped with full cargoes of precious metals and complex machine parts respectively. Regrettably, there were civilian fatalities in both raids. The raiders will of course use the profits from these raids to replace some of their lost hardware. As expected, they are proving an elusive opponent. Efforts to locate their forces and preempt attacks have failed. Our best hope of finding the raiders may lie with our intelligence operatives and military analysts, who are working hard behind the scenes to try to provide us with the information we need. I have asked the head of our analysis team, Lieutenant Tony Marshall, to say a few words on what they have learned so far.
Greetings, pilots. First of all, I'd like to commend every one of you on the fine job you're doing. The data on raider attacks is proving invaluable in helping us formulate a model of how the raiders are operating in Altair. We have already reached some fascinating conclusions. The biggest surprise was the sheer number of ships the raiders are fielding. Mostly, but not exclusively, Zephyrs. The Zephyr, of course, is an old ship, a relic of the now-defunct Belt Alliance. These ships have always been obtainable on the black market, but not in these kind of numbers. Our best guess is that someone out there is manufacturing these ships, either the raiders themselves, another third party, or both. Building Zephyrs is quite within the capabilities of the raiders, provided they can obtain suitable parts, but it would be difficult to do on the move. This is more evidence that they have a stationary base of operations here, as they did in Epsilon. Various Earth corporations would also have the resources to build Zephyrs, as do the Narn, who have already been caught supplying the raiders in Epsilon and gained experience reverse engineering alien technology during the Centauri occupation. The raiders' hit-and-run tactics are serving them well, suspiciously well in fact. They are consistently picking poorly defended, high-value targets and hitting them precisely the location and time it is most difficult for our ships to respond, implying the raiders know both the cargo manifests and the movements of both the ships they are targeting and our vessels. This leads me to believe we may have moles operating within Earth Force, leaking information to the raiders. I have informed Earth Force Internal Affairs of my suspicions and ask everyone to be especially vigilant at this time. Please inform your superiors if you see anything out of the ordinary. It may be nothing, it may be something. Let us decide. One final note. Something I know many of you have already noted. We did on one occasion see 2 simultaneous raider attacks in different parts of the system, suggesting the raiders may now possess 2 jump-capable vessels.
So, and therefore welcome to my channel, welcome beloved friends of the internet. As you can see, ICE and Report News on Network News are a second time the opening for a episode of this series, and as you can see, this Zephyrus mean to be an old fighter, we've learned, and if anyone know about the belts, I forget it. Something about belts was the last. It's the
Greetings, pilots.
Belt Alliance. If someone knows about them, please write in the comments. So next we're going to briefing.
At 0900 hours, EasyLine-operated Starliner Bradbury left Altair Station en route to Babylon 5. At 1100, we picked up a distress signal from the Bradbury, indicating that a bomb had been found aboard the ship. Bradbury was in hyperspace and had already completed approximately half the journey when the discovery was made. At our recommendation, the ship made an emergency detour. It took the nearest jump gate and dropped back into normal space. It is now waiting for our assistance near Big's colony, more or less equidistant between Altair and Epsilon. Time is of the essence. We'll jump in as close to the Starliner as is safe. Upon arrival, we will dispatch a crew shuttle carrying a bomb disposal team. Once aboard, the bomb disposal team can remove the threat. You will command Alpha Wing, a wing of 3 Aurora Star Furies. Your objectives are to escort the shuttle carrying the bomb disposal team to the Bradbury, and more generally to protect the civilians on the Bradbury and in the shuttles and life pods from possible Raider attack. Your role is precautionary. Although there are life pods and escape shuttles in the area belonging to the Bradbury, no Raider presence has been reported.
So first of all, I want to say I'm really glad about the different ways this fan-made campaign works. It's really good work and really special ideas. It doesn't make it boring. Second of all, I think these command briefings are in the greatest hall they can find on ship, because there are little hull effect on the voices, but this is one bad against many pluses of this mod. So our primary objects are prevent the destruction of the Starliner Bradbury. This time we also use Auroras, cause speed matches, and this time I use the 60mm cannon. And that should be going right.
Villain to Bradbury. We're sending across the bomb. Alpha Wing will fly escort.
Boy, are we glad to see you, Schiller. It's madness here. We tried to perform an orderly evacuation, but the passengers panicked. And then all hell broke loose. There was a rush for the shuttles and life pods. Many injuries relating to crushing and asphyxia. Some fatalities. The life pods and shuttles are all gone now. There's still hundreds left on board, maybe up to 1,000.
Roger that, Bradbury. We'll catch the medical shuttle to the launch. It'll take a few minutes. Hang in there.
Hello? Can you hear me? This is one of the escape boats from the Bradbury. Please can you rescue us?
Bradbury shuttle to left pod. Stay up here. There are no dangers in the ship. Please move away from the Bradbury.
We found a bomb. Where is it? A maintenance worker found it whilst checking out a blockage in the passenger section air filtration system. I don't see how a passenger could have put it there. What does it look like? Are there any distinct markings? It's red. I'm told the writing on it is not. It's huge. I don't know how anyone could have smuggled it on the ship.
So there is a bomb on this Star Cruiser, Starliner. Maybe that's the right word. And the bomb disposal team is heading to the Bradbury in the shuttle. I've marked.
We're on final approach. Clear the landing dock.
And I'm really cool about it that they've used original from the screen or from the TV show parts for the for the video sequences.
Energy spike on the Bradbury.
Okay.
Shuttle aboard.
Everyone,
What?
go
It's too
away.
late.
Fuck. This ship is destroyed and the shuttle also.
Scan results are conclusive. No survivors. Nobody at all.
Okay, people, stop. Compose yourselves. We still have a job to do. We're going to prep some shuttles and start wheeling in the life pods.
Hang on. Jump gate sequence initiated. Raiders. Raiders on an attack vector. Headed for the escape pods and shuttles.
Weapons hot. Let's get 'em, boys.
No, I won't have it. Launch Delta. All fighters, keep those raiders away from the bombs and shuttles. Give me a chance.
I copy. Attacking all sides now.
Captain Dickinson steers the Alliance cruiser still into the raiders. This is an attack on unarmed civilians. There is no profit to gain from this. Leave. Now.
Hard, these raiders are many.
Forget it, Silla. Our contract said no survivors. If anyone walks away from this thing, we miss out on a big paycheck.
This is mass murder.
This is business.
And there's also
Raiders on my sky. Now. We are repositioning the Scylla to protect the raiders and the civilians.
and it's also cool that these raiders have their own television art. And that is why I use the big gun. 2 shots and they are gone.
You take it to 'em.
Take him out. Fast. They're attacking the civilians. The silhouette of these ships is from the front and behind very cool. It's very hard to hit them, but also from the sides, but from above and from the bottom. These ships are light targets, and they are coming more and more. Fuck, man. Copper, silver, bronze, gold. It's cool they have used some metals for the ring names of the enemies. But what I don't like is that they explode so quickly. And the civilians are screaming and afraid because we are doing our job. Because they are doing their jobs. The radar jobs.
Raider fighters appear to be turning to the jump gate. Should we pursue?
There are no more left.
Destroy them. Show no mercy.
There are no more left. Okay, this mission seems to be over. No ending message? Ah, okay. Jump out.
There's nothing you could have done to save the Bradbury. There simply was not enough time to get a bomb disposal team onto the ship. 874 perished in the explosion. This is a dark day. Sensor readings identify the weapon used as a low-yield nuclear device. Probably one of the 3 weapons sold to the Raiders by the Narn and Epsilon. Raiders aren't terrorists. They have no political agenda. They exist for one reason: profit. Ergo, someone paid them to do this. The target could have been any one or more of the passengers, or even the ship itself. This loss will cripple Easy Line, the company that owned the Bradbury, probably put them out of business. One thing is for sure, this was the most sickening, cold-blooded slaughter of innocents I've witnessed in my career. Easy Line have begun going through the passenger list and notifying next of kin. There will be a memorial service for those who died aboard each of the task force ships at 6 p.m. this evening. Counseling is offered for those who feel they need it.
So that's cool. They are going to have a memorial service or a burying of these people on the bomb disposal team. Let's say the tips. The tips, they had nothing to say. And last but not least, my usual formula: good day, good night, depending on what time is your time. Bye!